Pull up.
Hey, this is the pull-up show. We still got the key in the dough.
And we're back. Welcome to another Tony and Tony All Things Podcast.
This is the
Yes,
pull-up
sir.
edition.
Yes,
So
sir.
you know what we're going to do? Pull up!
Welcome back. Thank you in the front row. Please sit down. Please.
No popcorn.
Please.
All right. So this episode, we're going to jump right into this one, just like we did with the Bears. That was a bad one for the Bears, guys. But we're talking about the Giants versus the Cowboys.
My heart. My heart.
This was a great game. Cowboys edged it out in overtime, 40-37. And we're going to get into everything on this one. But I'm going to open it up with the question. Did Russell 500? No. It was lower than that. Did Russell's 450? You know, he was coming close to 500. I should have betted on that one, but I didn't do it. But anyway, did Russell's 450 masterpiece prove he's the guy moving forward? Or did that one overtime mistake rewrite that history?
As you see him doing that one overtime mistake, it should have never been into overtime in the first place. Basically, going forward and how we're looking at everything, Russell Wilson is that guy. Last week, that first week was a very rough week. This week, I mean, you got two wide receivers. You threw 167 yards to Malik Neighbors for 9 receptions. You got 8 receptions for Wan'Dale Robinson for 142 yards. Even Darius Slayton got into the mix with 2 catches for 61 yards. I mean, this is a masterclass game for Russell Wilson.
Yes,
the overtime interception was just, it just doesn't picture how the game really went for Russell. It should have ended with him with a W, him going home with another moment in his career where everybody gave up on you and you showed that you could still play ball. It's just him throwing the rock into an open sea at the very end of the overtime just doesn't do justice to what, as a New York Giants fan, really wants to see at the end of the game. But overall, we haven't had a quarterback just ball out like this in a while since a younger Daniel Jones day.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was just like, you know, when I was watching in that fourth quarter, I was like, this is great. Like you said, a masterclass. Him just lofting the ball up there. I was happy for him. I know the offensive line was happy. Everybody was congratulating him on his touchdown passes. And it was just like, it was a great moment. But when I saw that interception, the first thing I thought of, I don't know, we might have to bring in the rookie. I mean, that's 0-2 in this conference. It's like, regardless of how great he played, the end result is 0-2. You know, he could have played terrible in both games, and if they would have won 2-0, okay. Everyone's going ahead and saying, yeah, he definitely needs to be our starter for game 3. But 0-2, that is going to stick more in people's minds than anything, is 0-2, and especially how they lost. So I feel for him. I do believe, yes, he will be the starting quarterback next week. I think the coaches are going to have more sympathy and be looking at, you know, we had opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Dallas has a cheat code, you know, and playing Madden back in the old days, you know, you always had like that one play or a couple plays that you would do, and you would always get a wide open receiver.
Yeah.
Dallas has a kicker. Only thing you have to do is get it to midfield, and he's within range. That's all you need to do. So let's say the kickoff happens and they kick it out of bounds. So now you're starting at the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
So what you need to put a first down, and then maybe another 5 to 7 yards, and you kind of like in his range almost.
Yeah.
I think Dallas is going to be looking at this is our cheat code. Whenever we get there, we get midfield or we get on their 45-yard line or 40-yard line. Oh, we're kicking a field goal. These are automatic points. So, in that sense, yeah, I think Dallas found out that, hey, we might not need Zach in order to constantly be throwing touchdowns or whatever. But
Oh, Dak.
long as we Dak, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
keep thinking Zach, but it's Dak.
yeah.
I guess you can call him Zach when they're losing, but don't want to upset the Cowboy fandom. But Dak, I think he doesn't have to try to win the game. All thing he needs to do is just get it midfield.
Mm.
What do you think about that?
Honestly, the way that the Cowboys are set up, just getting in midfield and you get automatic points is definitely a cheat code. It's definitely puts you in perspective of kind of like a Curry situation. Like, okay, we got to start guarding him at half court, little before half
Yeah, got to
court,
pick him up. Yeah.
because you never know. You never know
Right.
if their whole agenda is like them. Like, what if say it's like 3rd and 15, and they run the ball. You're like, why? Why would they do that? It's just like, well, we're in range.
Right.
That's a scary fact to think of. And the one he kicked the 64-yarder, it looked like it could have gone for maybe 67, 70. So at the end of the day, it's kind of a scary fact of you got this guy who, like you said, you could be anywhere around midfield and points can come out of it. So
That's true.
honestly, that is one factor of the Dallas Cowboys that contributes to not only they have a good offense. Not only is even though Dak had just an okay game, he's still going to put up a lot of passes. In this game, he threw 52 attempts. So, I
Mm.
mean, he's always going to throw up those numbers 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, Dak's always going to put the ball up in the air. So, you're always going to have a game where the receivers get active, and you're always going to have a chance where CeeDee Lamb's going to be down the field, who had 9 catches, 112 yards. So, having those two disconnect back and forth, and you got Turpin out there who's doing a good job. Javonte
You got
Williams is getting
Pickens
adjusted
on the
into the
other
Williams.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
George Pickens, who he had an okay game. He had 5 catches, 68 yards, 1 touchdown. So, I mean, you're always going to have a chance to just throw the ball up to either those two or get it out to your speedy slot receiver Turpin and catch some yards. So, yeah, that kicker is definitely a cheat code at the end of the day.
Yeah. And I think one thing that we were talking before we started going live, um, James Hudson III. He drew 4 penalties and 6 snaps on New York's first long drive. What's going on with this O line?
Like I said previously, right now we got an issue with Evan Neal being out and also Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas is rumored to be coming back next week. Andrew Thomas will be filling in for James Hudson on those plays and those things. But it is kind of upsetting because James Hudson gets benched. And I'm not saying he's playing a good game, but in those situations and moments, now we're on a third string. So you're
Yeah.
in that moment of kind of like, man, like it's the discipline, it's the things that you need him to get done. But him getting benched in those moments not only create more of a misalignment along that team, but it also gives you another idea like, man, we're really digging into the depth of our offensive line, which we didn't really have depth in our offensive line in the first place. It's really upsetting that you had to do those things and just having that discipline that you needed from him in those big times, in those big moments, especially in that stage when you want to be able to be like, okay, maybe we can switch James Hudson into the other side whenever Andrew Thomas comes back in. But now it's kind of like questioning, like, okay, if Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal are out, how's this offensive line going to be sustained?
Right. I think plus it also, I mean, I saw like the little commotion on the sideline. I mean, I can understand
Mm,
him being upset. I mean, that's kind of embarrassing. National televised game. Plus, it's also embarrassing for the Giants with all these penalties that are going on.
yeah.
But Yeah, that's gonna cause, some sort of commotion I can expect during, this week of practice, you know?
Yeah.
I'm curious, I mean, with the New York media, how they gonna handle that? I know there's gonna be, some hot takes talking about the O-line and basically, what do you do with this guy? Like you said, do you go to the 3rd string and start him and maybe have him
Mhm.
come in into, different situations? Maybe when you guys are doing, like, a run package or something like that? Where you go?
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, we had 14 penalties for 160 yards on Sunday. That's unacceptable. That's
Yeah,
unacceptable on any point at any time. I mean, Dallas had 12 penalties for 106 yards. So we're going back and forth with penalties. That's 26 penalties right there in a game. And but contributing with that, there was almost 1,000 combined total yards from both teams. So, I
yeah,
mean, we had 500 yards in total. We had good things going for us. The penalties didn't stop us from scoring, didn't stop Dallas from scoring. It was all an efficient game for the offensive side of the ball. But like you said, with momentum going the way that it goes, you don't want to be going backwards when you got momentum. You don't want to be going backwards when your star players and even your rookie running back, Cam Scattaboo, who also scored a touchdown on Sunday, is getting
mm,
more carries and he's starting to get more playing time. He was running back one in my eyes. He's the
yeah,
one who's getting good carries. He's the one that's getting good yards. He's the one that's moving the ball. He had the most carries out of our running back core on Sunday. So we need that offensive line to be consistent. We need that offensive line not to contribute to the penalties that we're getting. If the penalties come, it needs to be on the defensive side of the ball. We need more discipline on our side.
yeah. I mean, I give it to you guys. I mean, basically, Dak had what 361 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he took 3 sacks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a plus, for your defense. But if you were to tell me that Russell Wilson would have threw for 450 yards and still lost, I'd be like, "What happened?"
Yeah. I think the big thing that happened, honestly, is let's just talk about Shane Bowen, our defensive coordinator.
Mm,
There's a lot of plays where we're backing up, knowing that the Dallas Cowboys have an elite kicker, and we're playing so far back within the final minutes that we're just letting Dak run up the field, get whatever he wants. There's no pressure. A lot of things where you want Dexter Lawrence to play a little better. I know he's getting double, but at the same point in time, it's like, where are you at on these big situation downs? Why are you always out the game so much? I haven't seen Dexter Lawrence out the game as much as I have in this recent 2 games than I have in the last 2, 3 years. And
mm,
it really becomes a problem when you're looking for answers just to hold the game. Drew Phillips, Cordell Flott, um, played good games. And you're just really questioning. I mean, even Deontay Banks came in and he came down and he done his thing to this Sunday as well. So you're just wondering, where does it come to the urgency to stop this team? There's only 40 something seconds on the clock. And you're wondering, are we going to slow this team down? Are we going to keep pressing back? This kicker can kick from anywhere. So you can't be playing, well, let's not get beat deep. You need to be playing regular defense.
right.
And with this defense going forward, I mean, Shane Bowen, you bring in this guy who is really talented, who gets you Brian Burns, who's asking for these things, who was really highly recruited and that you really want to bring in. And you're just kind of wondering, okay, we got the pieces. When are we going to put the stops together?
Yeah, that's true. And, to be honest, I mean, it doesn't get any better because don't you guys have, the Kansas City Chiefs coming in next week?
Yeah. At home.
And, I mean, Kansas City is they need a win also.
Yeah.
So, what is Giants Nation thinking right now?
First and foremost, I know there's half the congregation's probably wanting Jackson Dart to start, but you can't really do that when Russell Wilson plays a game like he plays. He gives you hope. He gives you a feeling of we're 0-2 in our division. That's terrible, but there is hope. We're finally seeing our wide receivers, our weapons being used. We're finally seeing those draft picks coming through and playing. We're finally seeing good things. Kayvon Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, Brian Burns coming through making good plays. Bobby O'Carey, you kind of want a little better play out of him coming through. But at the end of the day, you're getting a lot of DB play that you're seeing in the clutch. You're seeing things even though they were getting beat on some plays and even though they were getting misaligned, they're still coming downhill, making plays, making tackles that stopped on a contributing on some big third downs that need to be stopped. You're you're seeing our talent flourish. Right now, what we need is to get a win at home. If we send Kansas
Yeah.
City to 0-3, we'll still be in a good place. Maybe not the best place, and maybe not a place we should be at. But at the end of the day, sending Kansas City in a 0-3 and sending them on the frenzy takes the heat off of our organization, and it gives us hope that whenever we go home, at least we can ball out still.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I guess with wrapping this up, there's a lot of different ways you can go. I mean, basically, you would talk about the turning point. Um, you know, the penalties, how did that add up in the game? Um, the defense, um, not stopping Dallas when they really needed to make a stop.
Hmm.
Um, and then not realizing, like you said, they're dropping people back, letting Dallas receivers get open, just eating up
Yeah.
yards, just getting closer and closer into field goal range. And I think I said, I mean, as we talked before off camera, it's like everyone has that storyline, and the storyline was the kicker. For him to be a software engineer, and his
Hmm.
wife is telling him, "Oh, you can miss a kick like that," when they're watching a football game. He goes out to a park, kicks a long field goal on his very first try. He gets some tutoring. Next thing you know, here we are. He's in NFL. And I think going forward, I can see teams scouting soccer players, in the future. Not saying like they haven't already been doing that, but with him
Hmm.
being an ex soccer player, I can see teams looking for, oh, we need a secret weapon like this.
I think most and foremost, what teams are looking for in NFL, they did that for a while. He
Mm,
is a rare case of doing those things. The
hmm
kicker status right now is we need someone who can make them from 40 on the left hash, 30
Right.
on the right. Um, right now we were in that age where for a while, for about a decade, we were really getting some good kickers. The 2008 to 2018, we were getting a lot of good kickers in the league. And then we start seeing a decline kind of going forward where people are missing extra points and things are moved back and we got field goals. Now we're getting back into the age of, all right, we kind of got our accuracy kickers. Who's the real powerhouse kickers,
hmm
game changers, especially in the NFL right now where you can mix coverages, you can do um cover two mixed as a cover six. You can disguise that. You can disguise cover threes as a man to man. You can do cover match, which you can go into a cover three and match who's ever in your zone and follow. I mean, it's a different league. You can go into cover zero, put everybody down in a double mug, put them all down in the box and drop back. You can give all types of looks to these offenses, and any yard you get on the NFL Sunday is a yard valuable. And the Dallas Cowboys kicker just proved that.
That is true. That is true. So with that, as we wrap up this segment, I'm going to let you get the last word, since you are a diehard Giants fan. If you were talking to the congregation, Giants Nation, let the people know what they need to be thinking going into this upcoming week.
This ain't the first time we lost. This ain't the first time we lost. This ain't the first time that we've been 0-2. This ain't the first time that it's been looking bad, but we do have something good looking forward, and that's our offense finally moving the machine, moving the parts. The parts are moving, and the machine is going. And we just can't have games come down to field goals. We need to clutch up early.
That is true. Well, with that, pull up.
Pull up, yeah.
I saw the Titans do that, and maybe they did it a little bit too early, but hey.
Hey,
Until the Titans have a real good game, I don't know if we're actually going to cover them. I guess they have to be televised, or if they're playing against someone that's going to be in our area. But we got to get to him someday.
Hopefully, get that boy Cam Ward on here.
Oh yeah, yeah. That way I can go ahead and wear my University of Miami hoodie.
Pull up. Hey, this is the pull up show. We still got the key in the door.